Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Clutch Kits. I'm Calvin, and today we've got something special on the bench. The one and only Wade Wilson, better known as the Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool. Deadpool is one of Marvel Comics' most unconventional and beloved anti-heroes. Created by writer Fabian Nicieza and artist Rob Liefeld, Deadpool first burst onto the scene in 1991 in The New Mutants 98, originally as a villain. His early reception was mixed, as he was seen as a derivative character, a blend of Spider-Man and Deathstroke. However, Deadpool's unique attributes quickly began to resonate with readers. In letters to the editors published in the comics during the 1990s, fans often expressed their enjoyment of Deadpool's unconventional character. His dark humor and violent tendencies were a breath of fresh air compared to more traditional heroes, making him a fan favorite almost overnight. Wade Wilson was a skilled mercenary, with a dark sense of humor and a knack for getting into trouble. His life took a drastic turn when he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Desperate to find a cure, Wade volunteered for the Weapon X program. This was the same classified government experiment that gave Wolverine his adamantium skeleton and healing attribute. In the program, Wade was subjected to extreme physical and psychological torture. The scientists injected him with a serum designed to give him a healing factor similar to Wolverine's. While the experiment did indeed cure his cancer and granted him a superhuman healing ability, it also left his body horribly scarred and his mind fractured. The healing factor continuously regenerates his cells, including his cancerous ones, leaving his skin disfigured. After escaping the Weapon X facility, Wade adopted the moniker Deadpool and became a freelance mercenary. According to Deadpool, he was placed in a unit called Hospice. He claims that he and the other guys in the unit would place money in a betting pool, wagering who of the bunch would perish first. On Marvel's website, quoted from the man himself, "We called it the Deadpool, and because I'm a clever girl and because my name needed some kind of logic behind it, I adopted the moniker Deadpool." Fabian Nicieza came up with the character's name as part of a playful and somewhat tongue-in-cheek process. When Rob Liefeld designed the character, he had a visual concept and basic attributes in mind, but hadn't settled on a name. Liefeld initially referred to the character as the Deadpool, which was inspired by a 1988 movie of the same name. It stars Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry Callahan, a tough and iconic San Francisco police inspector. The film revolves around a macabre betting game called the Deadpool, where participants, including celebrities and journalists, predict which famous people might die next. These lists are created for entertainment, but things take a deadly turn when the people on one of these lists start dying under suspicious circumstances. When Nicieza saw the character design, he noticed that Deadpool bore a strong resemblance to DC Comics' Deathstroke, a mercenary character known for his combat skills. In fact, the similarities were so striking that Nicieza jokingly called Deadpool Wade Wilson as a nod to Deathstroke's real name, Slade Wilson. The name Deadpool itself was chosen to reflect the character's connection to death and mercenary work, as well as to capture the dark humor that would become a defining trait of Deadpool. This morbid concept fit well with Deadpool's persona, given his healing factor and frequent brushes with death. His primary ability is his regenerative healing factor, which allows him to recover from almost any injury, including decapitation. This healing factor also slows down his aging process, making him nearly immortal. Deadpool has been decapitated several times in the comics, often with humorous or bizarre results due to his regenerative healing attribute. One notable example is in the comic series Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe Again, released in 2017. In this storyline, Deadpool is manipulated by a group of villains, including the Red Skull and MODOK, who use mind control to turn him into an assassin. Under their influence, Deadpool systematically kills various Marvel superheroes and villains. At one point, Deadpool encounters the superhero Luke Cage and manages to decapitate himself to escape from a dangerous situation. Despite his head being separated from his body, Deadpool's healing factor allows him to survive. His head eventually reattaches to his body, though it takes some time for him to fully recover, during which he continues to make jokes and break the fourth wall. Decapitations have occurred in other stories as well. A notable example is in Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth. In this series, he teams up with an alternate version of himself known as Headpool, a zombified Deadpool head from the Marvel Zombies universe. This version of Deadpool spends most of the series decapitated, with his head being carried around by the main Deadpool character. In the comics, Deadpool has been completely incinerated by explosions or energy blasts, but his healing factor allows him to regenerate his body from just a few remaining cells. This has happened in various storylines, showcasing just how powerful his healing ability truly is. On top of this, Deadpool's strength is enhanced beyond normal human levels. He can lift and exert force that a regular human could not, which allows him to perform feats such as bending metal, breaking chains, and overpowering multiple opponents in combat. While Deadpool's strength isn't on par with the most powerful superheroes, it's often depicted as being similar to that of characters like Captain America. He can easily handle intense physical confrontations and hold his own against more physically powerful adversaries. Deadpool's nickname, Merc with a Mouth, perfectly encapsulates him. He's a mercenary who never stops talking, often annoying both his enemies and allies. His constant chatter is a key part of his identity and contributes to his distinct charm. The nickname was first introduced as a caption in Deadpool Volume 1, Issue 1, which was released in 1994. Unlike traditional superheroes, Deadpool is an anti-hero with questionable morals. He's willing to do things that most heroes wouldn't, like killing without hesitation. This morally gray nature makes him unpredictable and appealing to those who enjoy characters with more complexity. What truly sets Deadpool apart is his irreverent personality. He's sarcastic, crude, and often inappropriate, but also surprisingly introspective at times. His tendency to joke and mock even in the most dire of situations makes him both a beloved character and a thorn in the side of many heroes and villains alike. Despite his rough exterior and chaotic behavior, Deadpool occasionally shows a softer side, especially when it comes to his love interests and friendships. However, his mental instability, stemming from the trauma of the Weapon X program and his disfigured appearance, is a constant theme in his stories. One of Deadpool's most defining traits is his tendency to break the fourth wall. He is aware that he's a comic book character, often speaking directly to the audience or referencing real-world events and creators. This self-awareness adds a layer of meta-humor that makes him stand out against other characters. Deadpool's popularity skyrocketed with the release of the Deadpool films, where Ryan Reynolds brought this character to life, perfectly capturing his humor, wit, and complex personality. The movies stayed true to the comics, emphasizing the fourth wall breaking antics and over-the-top action sequences. Ryan Reynolds said in an interview from 2009 that his dream would be to have a 100% adaptation of the comics. He wanted to play the character so that Deadpool knows he is in a comic and knows he is in a movie. Really focus on the character's humor and personality. The Deadpool movie franchise has been a massive success, both critically and financially, since its debut in 2016. The combination of a unique character, a strong marketing campaign, and a fresh approach to the superhero genre contributed to its widespread appeal. The first Deadpool movie was released in February of 2016 and became an unexpected box office smash. It grossed over $783 million worldwide against a modest budget of around $58 million. This made it the highest-grossing R-rated film at the time and one of the most profitable movies of 2016. The film was praised for its humor, action sequences, and Ryan Reynolds' portrayal of the titular character. It stood out from other superhero films due to its R rating, which allowed for more mature content including violence, language, and adult humor. The success of the film extended to merchandise sales, including action figures, clothing, and other Deadpool-themed products. Additionally, the film's success helped boost sales of Deadpool comics and related media. The sequel, released in May of 2018, continued the franchise's success, grossing over $785 million worldwide against a budget of approximately $110 million. While slightly more expensive than the first film, it was still highly profitable and maintained its status as one of the top-grossing R-rated films of all time. Deadpool 2 received positive reviews, particularly for its humor, action, and the introduction of new characters like Cable, played by Josh Brolin, and Domino, played by Zazie Beetz. The film also featured a PG-13 cut titled Once Upon a Deadpool, which allowed for a broader audience. The third and most recent movie, which was released this year, has dwarfed the first two movies. With a budget of about $200 million, the film has demolished the box office, grossing over $1.2 billion. Combined, the three Deadpool films have grossed $2.7 billion worldwide, making it one of the most successful superhero franchises of all time. Ryan Reynolds, who not only starred in the films but was also heavily involved in their production and marketing, reportedly earned a substantial income from the franchise. His salary and bonuses tied to the box office performance were significant, with estimates placing his earnings on the first film alone at around $20 to $30 million. His role in the franchise also solidified his status as a top Hollywood star. The success of the Deadpool films demonstrated that there was a strong market for R-rated superhero movies. This paved the way for other successful R-rated films like Logan and influenced the approach to superhero films, showing that audiences were eager for more mature and unconventional takes on the genre. This makes a lot of sense if you think about the fact that the generation that grew up reading these comics are now in their 30s and 40s. Deadpool is often depicted with a stuffed unicorn, affectionately named Uni the Unicorn. This stuffed animal appears in various comics and in the 2016 movie. It makes a memorable appearance in a suggestive scene, highlighting Deadpool's raunchy humor. The stuffed unicorn serves as a humorous prop that embodies Deadpool's blend of silliness and irreverence. On a deeper level, the stuffed unicorn could symbolize a form of comfort or a softer side to Deadpool that he doesn't show often. Given his traumatic past and complex psyche, the unicorn might represent a small piece of innocence or escapism in his otherwise chaotic life. The stuffed unicorn has become an iconic part of Deadpool's image, further endearing him to fans who appreciate his unpredictable nature. It's another layer of his character that makes him relatable and amusing, despite his many flaws. Deadpool's love for unicorns and his possession of a stuffed unicorn are perfect examples of the character's ability to blend humor, irony, and unpredictability in ways that resonate with audiences. His love for unicorns creates a humorous contrast that plays into his character's unpredictability. It's the juxtaposition of a hardened, foul-mouthed anti-hero with something as innocent and magical as a unicorn that makes this interest so entertaining and ironic. When it comes to weapons and gadgets, Deadpool is a walking arsenal. His tools of the trade are as varied and unconventional as the mercenary himself. His signature weapons are his twin katanas. These razor-sharp blades are more than just stylish accessories. They're an extension of his fighting prowess. Made with a virtually indestructible alloy, these swords can slice through almost anything, including his enemies' defenses. In close-quarters combat, Deadpool wields them with deadly precision, often dispatching multiple foes in a whirlwind of slashes and quips. Whether he's taking on hordes of henchmen or going toe-to-toe with superpowered adversaries, Deadpool's katanas are always within reach, gleaming with menace and mayhem. But Deadpool isn't just about swords. He's got plenty of firepower to back up his blades. His arsenal of firearms is vast, ranging from pistols and submachine guns to shotguns and sniper rifles. One of his favorite handguns is the Desert Eagle, a powerful semi-automatic pistol that packs a punch. It's perfect for when Deadpool needs to deal out damage from a distance or make a dramatic entrance. But what sets Deadpool apart from other mercenaries isn't just his weapons, it's his gadgets. Take his teleportation device, for example. Originally acquired from his friend and sometimes rival Cable, this nifty piece of tech allows Deadpool to zip in and out of battle in the blink of an eye. Whether he's dodging an incoming attack or making a quick getaway, the teleportation device adds an extra layer of unpredictability to Deadpool's already chaotic fighting style. It's the perfect tool for someone who loves to keep his enemies and his allies on their toes. Then there's Deadpool's utility belt, a veritable treasure trove of unconventional gadgets and supplies. Packed with everything from grenades and flashbangs to extra ammo and duct tape, Deadpool's belt ensures he's always prepared for whatever mayhem comes his way. But it's not all deadly. Deadpool's belt also contains items that reflect his quirky personality, like a stash of chimichangas or, as we just discussed, a stuffed unicorn named Uni. The belt embodies Deadpool's motto, always be prepared for a fight or for a snack. In the end, Deadpool's weapons and gadgets are as much a part of his identity as his wisecracks and red suit. They allow him to fight with style, take down the bad guys with flair, and, most importantly, have a blast while doing it. Whether he's slicing through enemies with his katanas, blasting away with his guns, or pulling out a surprise like his utility belt, Deadpool always keeps things interesting. And that's just the way he likes it. Well, there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed yourself and thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, have a good evening.